I'm here making a classic chicken soup with matzo balls today with Sophie. And what we're gonna do is we are going to roast some chicken wings and also some plat côté. Usually a smaller piece, but if it's a big piece, it's totally fine too. We'll flavor the broth. So we'll put that in the sheet pan, put it in the oven to broil for 5 to 10 minutes, just to roast the bones a little bit. We're not actually cooking the meat, but this will help infuse the broth and give it a really nice flavor for the soup. Okay, so now we're just gonna get all the vegetables prepped for the soup. Here we have some carrots, celery, we have a turnip, which is great. You can also use parsnip, which adds a nice sweetness to the broth. An onion, some garlic, a little bit of ginger, dill. Don't forget the dill, it's what makes the broth really. Some bay leaf, and we have some clove, but we'll only use 4 or 5 cloves for the whole stock. All right, so the meat has been in there for about 10-15 minutes just while we were prepping the vegetables, and you see this caramelization?
Yeah.
We want that. That's what's gonna flavor the stock.
Wow, that's smelling good already. I like it. Nice.
And then to build the soup, so because we're using a smaller soup pot, we want to try to make most of the space. So I first put the celery. I'm gonna grab all the vegetables.
All the veg, yeah, all the veg.
So we prepped everything: the ginger, the turnip, onion. Yes. So we're gonna just kind of find its own little snuggly place inside the pot. The dill will go on top at the end, so we could already add the bay leaf.
Bay leaves and the cloves, yeah?
Yeah, and we'll just use, like I said, 4
just
or
few,
5,
yeah.
just to give a little bit of perfume to the broth.
Okay.
I'll just grab my tongs, and we're gonna put the meat inside the pot.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna go swimming.
It smells really nice already.
Oh,
I know I keep saying that, but it's true.
Like
it's like
smell-o-vision.
nice.
And the beef, and that's it. Okay.
Great.
So now I'm just gonna fill this up to the max line on my pressure cooker, which is it's perfect.
Great.
Okay. All right. And then just to get the salt, the dill.
Oh yeah, the dill, the salt, pepper as well, do you need?
Yes. Do you have it? Perfect.
Got pepper there, yeah.
So you can either ground the pepper, or if you have whole peppercorns, you can also throw like a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of whole peppercorns in there.
Okay.
And for the salt.
And for how long are you gonna cook this for?
So this, we're gonna bring it up to, on the pressure cooker until it's a full power pressure, and then we'll lower the temperature and we'll have it cook for about 30 minutes. But if you're cooking it in a regular soup pot, the longer the better. So if you can cook it for 2 to 3 hours, that would be great, but you're gonna start to smell it an hour and a half into cooking the soup. Just the longer you cook it, those flavors leach out from the bones, and you'll get all the collagen from the chicken wings, which is great for your skin and for your bones as well.
Okay. The salt.
So I'm gonna put a little bit less than a tablespoon.
Okay.
We could always add more, but to take away, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. You can take it away if you put the potatoes inside, apparently, you know?
Yes.
like that's what
It
chefs
soaks
say.
up all that salt. Do we have a potato just in case?
I don't.
Oh, you know, let me
Oh, the dill. Oh, I love dill.
We'll save just a couple sprigs for the matzo ball, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
That is
Alright,
beautiful.
And then we're gonna put the lid on top. So you see how the meat just fell off the bone?
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
it's really tender. So I'm gonna put that here because we're gonna separate the meat from the fat.
That is really well cooked. You can tell.
I mean, just look at this chicken wing. It's just
Wow.
really, really tender.
Amazing.
So now we're just gonna remove the meat from the bones,
Okay.
and it comes right apart, so.
Yeah, it's been cooked really well, you can tell. Nice.
Okay, so I'm just taking the vegetables out, and I'm just gonna dice them like this.
Okay.
So when we assemble the soup, it looks pretty in the soup rather than just having like a hunk of a carrot inside a broth.
Okay.
So this peels off pretty easily.
Yeah.
You just have to peel it away from the fat. With a little bit of pressure, it'll come right off. And you could throw this part away, but the meat is so good that I like to add it to the soup.
Okay.
Hello again. So we're gonna make now the matzo balls
Yep.
for the matzo ball soup. So what we're gonna start with is 2 eggs.
Okay.
We're gonna add a half a cup of matzo meal. Two tablespoons of olive oil, or if you want, you can skim the fat off the top of your soup and add that instead. And it just gives such a good flavor to anything really, chicken fat. So good. All right, and this is what every baba or grandma swears by to make their matzo balls the fluffiest, is you add some sparkling water, or seltzer, as we call it in New York.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna mix that all together and let it sit for about a half an hour. So I'm just gonna grab a spoon. Sorry. And you can make these matzo balls fancier. You can like add a little bit of turmeric to it to turn it more yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Or beet juice to make them more red. Or you can get fancy with the herbs. I love putting some fresh dill inside.
Can you use any spices?
You can use spices too, but you want to just make sure that it balances well with the soup.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. For me, it's like really unusual, you know. I'm just wondering how it's gonna look like.
You'll
You
see,
know, because
like,
I've never tried, though. It's
they're gonna fluff up in the broth.
okay.
We're gonna roll them into balls, and the dough will become more firm as it sits. And then it's like it's a dumpling basically, just made with matzo meal instead. And if you ever visit New York and you go to any delicatessen in New York, this is on the menu because it's just such a classic thing, Jewish delicatessen, and we call it chicken soup, like the Jewish penicillin, because it's like the cure-all. You know, you don't feel good, you have a headache, just make some soup.
Okay.
All right, and that's it. So we'll just cover it and put it in the fridge.
Okay.
All right, so now it's sat, and you see it's like much firmer. So we're gonna take about a tablespoon
Okay.
and just roll them up into little balls like this. As they cook, they're gonna expand.
Okay, great.
And if it starts to stick to your hands, you can either roll them with wet hands, or wet hands is best, or you can use a little bit of oil, because they do get sticky. Let them take a swim. And just gently drop them so you don't get hot water splashed onto you. And once they're all inside, we'll cover the pot, reduce it to a simmer, and we'll let them simmer for about 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And that's it. So I'm just putting some of the meat and vegetables inside the bowl before we put the broth and the matzo balls. Just some of that.
You know, to me, it looks like a meatballs.
Yeah.
You know? But if you don't know, that is vegetarian, a vegan.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like, you know, meat.
But I won't promise you it has the same flavor.
It looks great.
So
wow.
We'll just... So some of the vegetables show. And I like to just finish it with a little bit of fresh dough.
Lovely. Great. Right. Okay, Donna, Rachel. She's done, yeah. She's been cooking for what, 3 hours now?
Just about.
Yeah. Though the soup is actually smelling amazing, like, and I can't wait to try. Oh, should I take this with veg? Or
Yeah, just a little bit of everything in a spoon.
Okay.
Just be careful, it might be really hot.
Yeah, okay. No, it's so good.
Yeah?
Really.
Fantastic.
It's amazing. Oh my god, yeah, it's so nice. You know, it's like so fluffy.
Yes.
And so light.
It's a really light dumpling.
You know, it's like, it's melting and, no, it's amazing. And the broth is so good.
Yeah.
Really, like,
Fantastic.
it's amazing. And it's perfect for today. You know, the weather is crap today and it's just a perfect, comfort dish. Like, it's beautiful, really. Really, really nice.
Enjoy it.
Well done, darling.
Thank
well
you,
done.
dear. It was a pleasure.
No, it's really nice. It's great. Amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love it. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, I could eat chicken soup
really
almost every
good.
day, so.
And it's easy to make. Really, it's kind of like, you can make it like, I will make it for sure. I will do it again. But the dumplings are so light. So nice.
They say the seltzer really makes it lighter, but
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And there's so many vitamins and minerals and like the collagen in the soup. It's so good for you.
I love it. Thank you
glad.
so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for cooking with me.
Thank you. Thank you. And next time you're coming back, yeah? What you're gonna teach me? We were supposed to do it today anyway, but we shot on time.
We're gonna do the slow cooked tagine chicken with like warm aromatic spices, dried fruit, and with a toasted couscous that has herbs and spices and nuts and dried fruit as well.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Thank you so much.
Bye.